Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Learning English Through Questions. This is another episode in our series called Getting to Know Each Other. The idea here is simple. We ask one question at a time, and this helps you learn new vocabulary, practice your English, and also get to know yourself a little better. So today's question is, do you like any sports? Let's start by thinking about this question. Do you like any sports? It's a straightforward question, but it can lead to a lot of different answers and conversations. When we talk about sports, what comes to mind? We can think of team sports, individual sports, indoor sports, outdoor sports, professional sports, or even just casual games. For example, some people love the excitement of team sports like soccer, basketball, or American football. These sports involve cooperation, strategy, and a lot of energy. You play with others, you win together, and you lose together. The feeling of being part of a team can be very powerful. Then there are individual sports. Think about swimming, running, tennis, or golf. In these sports, it's often just you against the clock or you against another player. Success depends on your own skill, dedication, and mental strength. Some people prefer this kind of challenge, where they can focus on improving their own performance. We also have sports that are played outdoors, like hiking, cycling, or skiing. These often connect us with nature and can be a great way to stay fit while enjoying the scenery. On the other hand, there are indoor sports, such as badminton, table tennis, or even chess, which is sometimes considered a sport. These can be played regardless of the weather. Let's break down some of the vocabulary. When we ask, do you like any sports? We are looking for a yes or no answer, but also for more details. If you say yes, you can then elaborate. You might say, yes, I love playing soccer. Yes, I'm a big fan of basketball. Yes, I enjoy watching tennis matches. Yes, I like to go hiking on the weekends. If you say no, that's also perfectly fine. You can explain why. Perhaps you haven't had the chance to try many sports, or maybe sports just aren't your thing. You could say, no, I don't really like sports. No, I'm not very athletic. No, I prefer other activities. Now, let's think about the word like. It's a very common verb. We use it to express enjoyment or preference. So, do you like sports means, do you find sports enjoyable? We can also use synonyms or related phrases. Instead of like, you could ask, are you interested in sports? Do you follow any sports teams? Are you a sporty person? Do you play any sports? This is more about participation than just liking. Do you watch sports on TV? This is about being a spectator. Let's consider some specific sports and the vocabulary associated with them. If you like soccer, you might talk about the ball, the goal, scoring, players, the goalkeeper, a match or a game, a team, the field or pitch, kicking, running. If you like basketball, you might mention the hoop or basket, dribbling, shooting, passing, a team, players, the court, jumping. If you like tennis, you might talk about the racket, the ball, the net, serving, volleying, a match, the court, players. If you enjoy watching sports, you might use phrases like, I'm a huge fan of. I always watch the. It's exciting to see the. I follow the results of the. If you participate in sports, you might say, I play, I go for, e.g., I go for a run, I go swimming, I practice, I train for. Let's think about the word any. Do you like any sports? The word any is often used in questions and negative sentences. It suggests that we are asking if there is even one sport that you like. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to like many sports. Just one is enough to answer yes. So if you only like one sport, say swimming, you can still answer yes to the question, do you like any sports? You would then say, yes, I like swimming. Consider the difference between do you like sports and do you like any sports? The first one is a bit more general, asking about sports as a whole category. The second one is a bit more specific, asking if there's at least one sport that appeals to you. In everyday conversation, they're often used interchangeably, but the subtle difference is there. Let's think about the benefits of sports. Why do people like them? Physical health, staying fit, strong, and healthy. Mental health, reducing stress, improving mood, building resilience. Social interaction, meeting new people, teamwork, belonging. Entertainment, the thrill of competition, the skill of athletes. Personal development, discipline, perseverance, goal setting. So when you answer the question, do you like any sports? You can think about these aspects too. Perhaps you don't play sports, but you enjoy watching them because you find the skill of the athletes impressive. You might say, I don't play sports myself, but I really enjoy watching gymnastics. The athletes are so graceful and strong. Or maybe you used to play a sport, but don't anymore. You could say, I used to play volleyball in high school and I really enjoyed it. I don't play much now, but I still like watching it sometimes. Let's consider some less common sports, just to expand our vocabulary. Archery, the sport of shooting arrows with a bow. Fencing, a combat sport using swords. Rowing, propelling a boat with oars. Sailing, traveling on water in a boat with sails. Surfing, riding waves on a surfboard. Skateboarding, riding and performing tricks on a skateboard. Gymnastics, exercises requiring balance, strength, and agility. Athletics, track and field events like running, jumping, and throwing. If you are learning English, thinking about sports can be a great way to practice. You can describe your favorite sport, explain the rules of a sport you know well, talk about a famous athlete, discuss the benefits of playing sports, share a memorable sports experience. Let's imagine a short conversation based on this question. Person A says, "Hi, how are you doing today?" Person B says, "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" Person A says, "I'm great. I was just thinking about the weekend. Do you have any plans?" Person B says, "Not really. Maybe I'll just relax. What about you?" Person A says, "I might go for a bike ride if the weather is nice." Person B says, "Oh, you like cycling?" Person A says, "Yes, I do. It's a good way to get some exercise and enjoy the outdoors." Person B says, "That's nice. Do you like any other sports?" Person A says, "Well, I used to play a bit of tennis, but not so much anymore. I do enjoy watching Formula One racing, though. The speed and technology are fascinating." Person B says, "Interesting. I'm not really into sports myself. I prefer reading or watching movies." Person A says, "That's perfectly fine. Everyone has different interests. What kind of books do you like?" In this short exchange, we heard bike ride, a form of cycling. Exercise. Outdoors. Tennis. Formula One racing. Speed. Technology. Fascinating. Into sports, an idiom meaning interested in sports. Reading. Watching movies. Interests. The question, "Do you like any sports?" opened up a conversation about hobbies and preferences. Let's reflect on the word sports itself. It's a plural noun. We don't usually say a sport unless we are talking about a specific type of sport. For example, Soccer is a popular sport in Brazil. But when asking about general enjoyment, we use the plural. Do you like sports? Or do you like any sports? Consider the difference between playing sports and watching sports. Playing sports involves physical activity and participation. Watching sports involves being a spectator and enjoying the game or competition from the sidelines or on screen. Both are valid ways to engage with sports. So if someone asks you, do you like any sports? You can answer based on whether you play, watch, or even just appreciate the skill involved. Let's think about some more advanced vocabulary related to sports. Amateur, someone who plays sports for enjoyment, not for money. Professional, someone who plays sports for a living. Championship, a competition to decide the best team or player. League, a group of teams that compete against each other. Tournament, a series of contests or games. Fanatic, an extremely enthusiastic fan. Underdog, a competitor thought to have little chance of winning. Comeback, a return to a previous level of success after a period of failure. Upset, a victory by a competitor or team considered unlikely to win. You don't need to use all these words, but knowing them can help you understand sports discussions better. So, to recap our question for today, do you like any sports? Think about your answer. Do you like team sports? Which ones? Why? Do you like individual sports? Which ones? Why? Do you prefer indoor or outdoor sports? Do you like playing sports or do you prefer watching them? Are there any sports you dislike? Why? What do you think are the benefits of sports? Take a moment to consider your own feelings about sports. Perhaps you'll discover a new appreciation for an activity you've never tried. Or maybe you'll realize how much joy a particular sport brings to your life. This is a great question for practicing your speaking skills. Try to answer it out loud. You can even record yourself and listen back. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Remember, the goal of this podcast is to help you learn and grow. By exploring simple questions like this one, we can build our vocabulary, improve our fluency, and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. So, next time you're in a conversation, maybe you'll bring up this question, or perhaps someone will ask it to you. Be ready to share your thoughts on whether you like any sports. Thank you for joining us on Learning English Through Questions. We hope you found this episode helpful. Join us next time for another question in our Getting to Know Each Other series. Goodbye for now.